Your mobility sucks and it's hurting you and your jiu-jitsu. Here's how to fix it. Stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to be sharing with you my 3-step strategy to improving your mobility for jiu-jitsu. If you're really tight and you don't have access to your body's natural full range of motion, when you're put in the dynamic positions that jiu-jitsu has to offer, you're more likely to become injured because your muscles cannot handle that range. So by having more movement options and availability to different ranges of motions and strength in those ranges, it will allow you to get into better positions in jiu-jitsu and to be safer in those positions. So just being flexible isn't enough. You need to be mobile. But don't just take my word for it. Here's what Lachlan Giles had to say on the topic on the Segundo podcast, episode 13.
Stretching, useful or not useful?
For what?
For jiu-jitsu.
Useful.
And all forms of stretching for jiu-jitsu. Stretching all body parts.
Stretching is useful for performance, not useful, partially useful for injury prevention.
Why do you say partially?
Because it can be worse and it can be better. Like the more range a joint has, the less stable it is.
When we're talking about mobility, we're not just talking about stretching, as you may know it. There are different forms of stretching. Static stretching versus dynamic stretching. Static stretching involves holding a stretch for an extended period, typically between 15 and 60 seconds or longer. It was traditionally a key part of warm-ups, cooldowns, and recovery sessions, but more recent research shows that doing static stretching before exercise can temporarily reduce power, strength, and explosive performance. So it's not recommended for jiu-jitsu athletes to static stretch before jiu-jitsu or before strength and conditioning. On the other hand, dynamic stretching involves moving your body through its available range of motion dynamically, staying active and engaged throughout the movement. Nowadays, it's generally recommended to do dynamic stretching as a part of your pre-workout routine and save the static stretching for post-workout or recovery days. Here are my 3 strategies for improving your mobility for jiu-jitsu. Do jiu-jitsu specific warm-up and cool down before you train on the mats. Your pre-jiu-jitsu warm-up should be focused on mobility drills that will open up your range of motion, get the blood flowing, and lubricate your joints. These exercises should be dynamic movements, meaning you're staying active throughout the duration of the movement. I like to perform these warm-ups by choosing 3 dynamic drills or dynamic stretches, including both the upper and lower body. Here is an example of a warm-up routine. Perform each exercise one after the other as a superset for 3 rounds. Shoulder dislocates, do 15 reps. Modified pigeon, 10 reps each side. Single knee drops, 10 reps each side. For your cool down routine, this is where I recommend introducing static stretching. This is a good way to cool down after training, regulate your central nervous system, get your breathing back under control, and return to normality after just going to war on the mats. Here's the routine. Perform each exercise one after the other as a superset. No rest in between. Static hamstring stretch, 30 to 60 second hold each side. Couch stretch, 30 to 60 second hold each side. Make sure you keep your glute active by squeezing your glute throughout this stretch. Reverse elbow rotations, 10 reps each side. Simply lock out your elbow and then release. You can download a free jiu-jitsu mobility warm-up and cool down program. Link is in the description. Strategy 2, do a 10-minute daily mobility and stretching routine targeting the key areas for jiu-jitsu. You can put this anywhere in your day that fits your routine, but I recommend doing it either in the morning or just before bed. The routines can use mobility gear like foam rolling tools, or you can do this no equipment required. Focus on your personal key problem areas, or you can target some of the key areas that tend to get tight and restricted from jiu-jitsu training. These areas are your forward fold, your hip mobility, your hamstrings, shoulders, elbows, back, and neck. So pretty much your entire body. For a free resource, I recommend the 30-day Jiu-Jitsu Mobility Challenge playlist, which is a 30 days of full-length mobility follow-alongs. All of them are unique, no equipment required. It's here on YouTube. I'll put a link to that in the description. Or if you want more comprehensive and targeted mobility training, check out BJJ Strong Online, the exercise library. BJJ Strong Online is the ultimate performance resource for grapplers. Link to that is in the description. Strategy 3, include dedicated mobility work in your strength and conditioning program. You'll ensure to not only unlock more range of motion in your body, but improve your strength and your control of those positions. This is the strengthening component of mobility. Some examples of different exercises that you can incorporate are weighted Cossack squat, weighted Jefferson curl deficits, banded Cossack squat, single leg deadlift, banded bully, and there's so many more, but this is just to name a few. And if you want a done for you program that incorporates strength exercises and the mobility exercises into one, then check out BJJ Move, only available at BJJ Strong Online. Look, stretching is not always fun, but I guarantee you, if mobility is an issue for you, or even if it's not, by incorporating these mobility strategies into your daily routine, you will absolutely unlock more range of motion. You will strengthen your body in those ranges of motion. It will improve your performance on the mats, reduce your risk of injury, and make you feel and move better. What more could you ask for? Now, I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments what area of mobility, jiu-jitsu specific or otherwise, is a problem area for you. Is it your hips? Is it your shoulders? Do you get jacked up elbows? I want to hear from you. Leave me a comment.